Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube page and welcome to this video. As we all know, summertime turns to fall, fall turns to winter, camp season comes to the end for a whole lot of people, continues for others. But we generally winterize the travel trailer, and this is the steps that I use to winterize my Crossroads Volante 32 SB. The first thing you want to do is empty your gray and black tanks and flush them as much as you can. We'll go to the local state park and pay the fee and use their system during a time when they're not very busy, like midday. Right after getting home, open up the freshwater tank valve, which is located right below the fill area on the camper. When it's empty, close the valve. Now it's time to start getting the air from the lines. What you do is you turn on your water pump and then open your faucet into a bucket. And when that finishes pushing the water out, you'll get a bunch of air. Then dump that bucket outside the yard somewhere. Alright, after you've drained the air from that line, it's time to drain the low point drains on the 32 SB. They're located on the curb side, behind the wheels, up underneath of course. Unscrew those and let them drain. After that, it's time to drain the water heater. Some water heaters have a sacrificial anode at this point. Mine has a plug that screws on. Make sure you release the pressure from the water heater before you take the plug off or before you remove the sacrificial anode. When you release the pressure relief valve, you may get some dripping from above. It was difficult to turn the wrench, so I added the arm of a channel lock pliers down into the crescent wrench to use as additional leverage. The water heater is found beneath the bench in the bunk room. The storage area on the curb side is for storage, and on the road side for the water heater. This diagram came attached to the piping of the bypass system. The top diagram shows normal function and the bottom diagram shows bypass function. Now set the regulator on your air compressor to about 30 pounds. Attach the blowout valve to the freshwater city water connection first. Turn it, loosen it, and make sure I'm not going to cross thread, and then I tighten it up. Then you attach your air line to it, and then I slowly open the air going into the trailer. Crack it open first and then open it all the way. I watch the low point drains to see how the water flows from them. As they seem to empty, then I'll come back and turn off the air to the device. Remove the bottom kitchen drawer to discover the water pump. Remove the hose from the underneath the cabinet, and you'll see it's attached to the valve in the back that you flip for aspiration from the jugs. It's best to have a second person to help with this part of the winterization. However, you can do it yourself. You simply end up using more antifreeze than you would if you had a helper. Turn on the kitchen faucet until the pink antifreeze runs through, both hot and cold. Then move back to the bathroom to do the sink, the shower, and the toilet. There's the cold. There's the hot. Let it burp a few times. My shower level has one knob. When you first crack it, it's hot. So let that flow for a moment, and then open that lever further and you'll get the cold. Make sure both flow through, and I just leave the shower head on the floor. When it's time for the toilet, don't forget to flush water through your bidet until that's pink. And turn it off, and then flush water through the regular toilet flush system until that flows pink. Make sure that you go outside to your outdoor kitchen faucet and flush both the hot and the cold until pink comes through pretty solid. You go out to your outdoor shower and turn those on, each hot and cold. And as I'm putting away the shower head, I leave antifreeze in the shower hose. You're finished with the job. Now it's time to do cleanup. Go back inside. You're going to remove the hose from the antifreeze jug and get the end of it higher than the pump. And I do that by tucking the hose into the pull of the drawer. Then I add antifreeze to all of the drains, the kitchen, the shower, the sink, in the bathroom, and then I end up adding 2 gallons to each of the gray tank and the black tank to help prevent the poop pyramid. I don't want to leave the tanks empty over the winter time for crud to dry in them. Well, I appreciate you watching the video. Here's our setup for towing. If you've got any questions or comments, don't hesitate to leave us a statement in the comments section.